been exactly 13 episodes since you've seen Mark Riffe on the show.
That is true.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, how are you?
It's episode 613.
Hey, how are you?
Well, it's been one episode.
Well, one. Yeah, you're right.
Fun fact.
But a real guest appearance. Well, you were a co-host last week or last episode. Depends on how it all falls.
Yep.
Right.
Putting out 2 a week now. It's just it kind of gets muddy.
You never know who's going to be here.
Never know. What's up, Eric?
What's going on, Kurt?
Hey, Doug.
Hi.
Hey, you know what I want to ask? Have you? Any robots?
Wait,
No.
did you just give him the...
You gave the
finger guns. Yeah. Let me try this again. Fucked any robots lately?
No.
Love it.
All right. By the way, finger guns, way funnier in the moment, not as funny in the clip.
Oh, for sure.
2024, finger guns are coming back.
Dude, bring them back. And air guitar.
Oh,
Only
I like it.
Creed is
Creed.
There's nothing better than when you're driving by your buddy and you just give him the finger guns on the road.
It's better if you do it Western
Yosemite Sam style.
celebration style. Lee Herr's in the house
Again.
Hello, everybody.
and just making us all look bad.
Yeah.
You're the co-host. You're flip-flopping with Mark.
Yeah.
Well, tell the people who you are, brother.
Ryan Minicky.
Just a giant killer. Floppy, bigger deer than all of us.
Right.
He made us look like fucking bitches.
Wife's cooler than everyone else is in here.
Not the case.
Doug's future replacement again.
Yeah. He wants
Everybody
a job.
wants your
Maybe.
job.
You've
Doug.
got a lot of replacements, Doug.
A lot of people trying to get to me, but hard to get to the person on top.
AKA protect your neck.
Yeah.
Lots to talk
back.
about this episode, but I think, since last week we went through our ads in full length, we want to give a big shout out to the partners that make this podcast possible. And that might sound like an overstatement, but
They really do.
it actually is what keeps us going. It's what allows us to do this, to have this studio, to travel to shows, to have the equipment to do the show. And I know it gets kind of a burnout to talk about partners and sponsors in the industry, especially when you see somebody with a fucking spray bottle of shit in front of a dead animal. How annoying. I get it. I really trust us. We get it. But these are partners we actually believe in. We actually use them. And even then, that sounds cliche. I get it. Here we are again. But
They're partners, not sponsors.
that's right. And if someone wants to pay us a lot of money not to use their shit, pay us up. Why not? Let's talk.
Someone just sponsored us not to do ads.
Hey,
We'll pay you. Don't do anything.
hey,
all right.
A new ad T-shirt. It costs money to run this bitch.
it does. It costs money, man. There's overhead. There's a lot of shit going on. So that being said, shout out to all our amazing partners: Elite Archery, Big Time, Huntworth, Old Barn Taxidermy, Trophy Line, Grizzly, Blackgate Trail Cams, Black Ovis, Novix Tree Stands, Mountain Ops, Deercast, Loophole, Victory Archery, Dialed Archery, Slick Trick Broadheads, and Pull Back and Let Go, and a bunch of others depending on the episode, man. Like, we're very fortunate to work with some great companies in the game. So thank you guys for supporting us and them. Thank you guys for supporting the new Void Dial, small batch Void Dial from Dialed Archery. Sold a lot in the first couple hours, and
Get you some.
Eric, any store updates? We're a little.
You guys
delayed.
know this already by now, but the new hoodies do have the sleeve print on them.
Now the 2.0 version.
Yep.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
So right now, just large and extra large have the sleeve print on them, but eventually they'll all have them. It's a little mix up in the beginning, but we got them now, and then we do have a new T-shirt coming out that'll hopefully be out by this time this launches. But
Yeah, that too. I should probably read real quick. Doing some house cleaning.
Was that a snort and wheeze, Eric?
We're going to be, I don't know where this is going to fall. January 27th, our South African Hunt Clinic is in West Point, Iowa, there at the Hitching Post, just down the road from Old Barn Taxidermy. February 15th and the 17th, we're going to be at the Western Hunt Expo in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're going to be podcasting on the Mountain Op stage, I think Thursday and Friday night, which will be an interesting thing. February 22nd through the 25th, we're going to be in Indianapolis at the Indiana Deer Turkey Waterfowl Expo. Following weekend, Iowa Deer Classic. That's the first weekend of March. Second weekend of March, Peoria, Illinois Deer Classic. Then we'll be in Columbus, Ohio the following weekend. Wisconsin Dells the weekend after that. And June 15th is the WCB bow shoot.
I got a question about the Western Hunt Expo.
Yeah.
Are you just going to try to piss off the Westies?
No, but I might open with like mule deer are easy to kill. Like,
Really draw their attention real quick.
hey,
We're not going to piss them off. We're just going to stir the pot a little.
I'll watch them all snap their necks and watch their hats spin around on their little Western heads.
Their ears pop out.
Yeah, bleep, bleep, tuck them back in.
What'd you
I
say?
seen it. Tuck it in.
There's some guy that just says, pull the deer out.
We're kidding.
I heard
We're
that.
kidding. But really, I'm sure we'll see one or two of them. You know.
Or 7.
You know.
Team.
I heard you can't walk around with beer at Western Hunt.
Ooh.
Try us.
Mormons.
Hey, shout out to all the Mormons out there. I get it. You know, I wouldn't drink either if I was raised right.
Shit.
But guess what? I wasn't. So here we are. What up?
Holy cow.
See you at Western Hunt. Give me a
I
beer.
was not ready for that one.
Hey, it's my parents' fault. I
Hey,
drink.
yo.
Hey, it's not my fault I'm the way I am. It's my parents.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Cheese and rice.
That's right. We're just kidding. That's what we do here. Mark Riffe, you're killing deer still, brother.
I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying.
You're doing a pretty good job. What's up with all this? Oh, hold on.
Got to do a veteran shout
Sorry,
out.
Mark.
Here.
I skipped.
Sorry,
Cue
Mark.
the music.
This was submitted by Zachary Hayward Howard. I'm an idiot already. And the veteran is Jeremy Howard. He's in the Air Force. Says, my name is Zachary Howard, and me and my twin brother are both avid listeners of your podcast and are both in the Air Force, stationed in Whiteman Air Force Base here in Missouri. We both have served for 10 years and served overseas. He is currently going through a hard time, and he has also had his 150-inch plus deer stolen out of the back of his pickup last fall.
You're kidding.
Yo.
Holy shit. With that being said, I know that it'd be a big surprise with a shout out would sure make him happy. Thanks, fellas, and keep doing what y'all do. It's a breath of fresh air.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for your service, boys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Thanks
fuck
for yours.
whoever stole
Zach
that
and
deer,
yours.
man.
Dude, that's crazy to me. Cheers, brother.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Could you imagine? That's
The Hayward brothers.
Howard.
Yeah, I know, Doug. Good job.
You said it wrong.
Blames it all on you.
Dude, what kind of a low-life piece of shit steals a deer out of the back of a
right.
truck?
Dude, I think about it all the time, man. Like,
What's the point?
I don't know. Is it a non-hunter that steals it just to be funny?
No.
I don't think
No.
so, man.
No.
You think a hunter steals them?
Yeah.
For what? What do you do with it?
You can't show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why do people poach?
Same thing poachers do. That's what I was
You
gonna
can't
say.
fucking show them off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but you'll get busted after you go on a podcast.
Aphrodisiac.
Yeah, nobody quizzes you. on it.
Shit.
Yeah, I wonder how many poachers have been caught like drunk at a bar and just slip up on
I
something.
bet you more. I bet you they never really get caught. They get caught by locals, but they don't
Yeah.
ever get like caught. You know.
Facebook
I
is a
know a
poacher's
guy
worst
who-
nightmare.
I know a guy who won a gun
got a
at
call.
the whitetail banquet and had it in his truck and went back into the banquet to finish the banquet. Somebody broke into his truck and stole his rifle. Just one.
Wow. Like watch him leave and
Yeah, just yep.
what a piece of shit.
People are fucking.
I don't get the theft thing.
I don't either.
Like, I think we should like chop people's hands off if you get caught in theft.
Right.
Fucking right.
100%.
Just like keep
Chop
people
some
honest.
fingers off,
We
you
gotta
know?
start chopping something off.
Yeah,
Fingers.
What are we chopping? Hands? Let's go hands.
yeah.
That's a good.
We'll start
good
with
choice.
fingers.
Can't steal if you can't open a car door.
That's true.
Just go straight to the
Just a
harshest
guy with
punishment.
nubs trying to get in your car. Hey, what are you
Lop it off,
doing?
man.
I just can't like it like makes you think all hope is lost. Like when we do our Western hunts, we leave our tent, like the coolers are sitting out and stuff. Like, man, hopefully nobody comes by. Like, well, who's gonna come by? Ranchers and hunters and like
Good people.
Yeah, but that's good people.
red-blooded Americans.
Right.
But there's
You
just
never
some
know.
pieces of shit out there that just need beat to death. Sorry about that. I got dark for a second, but
You good, man.
but you know what I mean. Though I think a lot of people would agree. It's like you got to beat people like that up because the cops don't give them they don't get the punishment anymore.
No.
Well, that's when like your trail camera gets stolen. You think it was a person, and it ended up being a coyote.
You're like, I'm gonna kick that guy's ass. Yeah, good point. Good point. Well, Mark, you're still killing deer.
I'm trying. Yeah, bought property in 2018. I killed the 2 biggest deer in my life right behind my house. Not even out there. I'm like, I'm going to sell it.
Yeah, but then it just goes back to the way it was.
Yeah, right.
good
Yeah.
ground.
Then I can sit for another 15 years not killing jack.
Well,
Yeah, this one I didn't even know about. So, I mean, turns out at the end of the story later, I knew he existed, but I didn't know it was him. That'll make sense later. But, yeah, I mean, we had that great October, and everybody on the cruise just smashing deer.
the Doug Cast weekend.
Yeah, that one when he was jacking around.
The one where Doug was gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I was trying to lay off my property because I had a big 8 out there, and I try not to burn it up because it's smaller too. So I usually hunt behind my house after work and for daylight savings, when it gets dark early.
Yeah.
And then I can't. So, because my property is an hour away. So I've been hunting behind the house. And, I had I guess I should back up. This year I probably had more decent deer that I needed to see in person to decide if I would shoot them or not on camera than any other year. I'm like, what the hell? I got 4 deer that are borderline
Right
shooters.
there, yeah.
So then, my son-in-law knows a guy who bought a piece of ground down at the end of the road, and his daughter shot one of them that I had seen. Actually, I was out working in my yard, and I saw a big white 8 in the grass lane behind my house just breaking ears of corn off the stalks.
Oh, really?
Just munching.
Just killing the corn. And I'm like,
Ray Bean.
Yeah, right.
That's an inside joke. Oh, none of you guys were on the JJ Lawhorn episode. He was talking about deer, and he used that. Never mind.
Go listen.
You'll laugh later when you.
So, yeah, I saw this big white 8, and I called my dad, and I'm like, dude, I just saw a big, we don't usually see them early season. I'm like, I saw a big 8 behind the house. You'd definitely shoot him, and I'd have to see him. And so anyway, my son-in-law, like I said, knows the guy that bought the piece of ground down at the end of the street, and he sends me a picture. I don't know, like whenever youth season was in Illinois.
It's like middle October, roughly.
Yeah, pretty early in October. And he said, hey, do you have a picture of this deer? And it was a guy with his young daughter. And immediately I'm like, fuck.
Little bitch.
That's it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Screw these little kids.
I'm
damn it.
kidding. That was a joke. It was a joke. You laughed. All right. You laughed. Move on.
Gee
It didn't mean anything. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
That's what Mark was thinking.
I was too. Oh, good for her.
She worked so hard.
What about me?
Yeah, what about her?
What about me? We're kidding.
So I send him the trail camera pictures. I'm like, yeah, I know that deer. I'm like, all right, well, there's a decent 10. And then there's another 8 that I know about that's real nice, probably a 140, but spindly. I figured I'd probably pass him if I saw him. But so I $4, and then I had a big 10. So I'm like, I got $4 that my dad would shoot, and I'm trying to get him a big one,
Yeah.
And so I didn't even have this deer on camera, though. So, there's 5 now that, what I didn't know till later. But so anyway, I thought I had a pretty good chance of, I wanted to spend the first part of the year trying to get eyes on him to see if I'd shoot him in person or not. Well, that 140 is 8, just a beautiful, classic, clean 8. Come by one night and I saw him coming, and 25 yards where he would have been right out in front of my stand. He takes off running right when he gets to my opening and runs across the lane. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Too fast.
Yeah, I think I should have shit.
It's too late. Come back.
Yeah.
He'll come back.
Yeah.
He'll come back.
Yeah, he'll come back.
Yeah, I'm going to kill him.
Titanic.
Yeah.
Come back.
I got pictures of him.
Yeah, he'll come back now.
I gave him a last,
Yeah.
too late, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after, then I ended up hunting like every night after work. And I saw him the next night, but he was too far away, and he comes out right at dusk. The first time it was broad daylight, 45 minutes before dark. The second time it was right at dark, and he was 45 yards through some thick stuff, and it was getting dark. So I'm like, all right, well, he's obviously zipping through here. So I figure I'll see him again and I'll make a judgment. Hopefully I'll have better timing and he won't come.
It's the same deer.
Yeah, he won't come ripping through. I'll recognize him right away.
Yeah.
So third day, I think I saw him third day. When did I see him third day? I saw him from a distance again somewhere. I can't remember the story exactly, but so anyway, then that next night that I saw him, he came right in at me. That's right. He came in chasing a doe right at the same stand he ran by, but it was right at dark. I couldn't, I'm like, I can't tell. And, it was probably, I don't know, 30 seconds of shooting light left, or actually
really
maybe, or if I remember right, because I remember looking at him with the binoculars at like 8 yards, and I still couldn't tell what he was.
Yeah,
I just knew he was big. So
you
it
got
might
the
have
DNR
been
officer on the county road.
Yeah.
29. 28.
yeah, yeah, do it.
Yeah, do I dare you. 27.
Yeah.
Better decide quick.
So yeah, this doe comes running right at me. He comes behind her. I'm like, oh, dude, he looked solid. He looked good. I wonder which deer that was.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get a message, or my son texted me that the neighbor down at the other end of the street, the neighbor down at the other end of the street has a son, and him and my son are friends. So that guy's kid sent my son a picture. Hey, look what your next door neighbor Fred killed. And I'm like, oh,
fucking
no.
Fred.
I know, Fred. Yeah, it's always Fred.
Dude, why?
Always Fred.
Why?
So he sends me a picture, and it's that 8-pointer hanging upside down in a garage. I'm like, damn it, that's 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know I got a narrow 10 that's
Some bitch and fucking Fred.
yeah, borderline. Yeah. Fucking neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But-
funny. It's
yeah.
funny. Like, we're not serious, but
Right.
you kind of think it for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God,
Everybody
damn
knows
it.
the feeling, right?
Just don't
Oh,
say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just tallying them down. Fucking
Right.
bitch and damn it, Fred.
They're just falling left and right.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
but we need more hunters in the world because there's not enough,
Hunter recruitment.
Yeah. So, okay, that one's off the checklist. Well, I'm probably not going to see shit now because the Big Ten that I know of probably isn't living here. There's better property to the west. Mm-hmm. But I might get him during the rut. So anyway, I'm still hunting, and it's getting like 29th or 30th or something, and I end up not seeing either 10. But I'm seeing a lot of cruising, a lot of younger bucks zipping back and forth and scrapping and grunting and chasing. I'm like, all right.
Always motivating.
Dude, it was the best. I mean, that was the best season I've had in a long time, and it was only a week and a half of October.
It wasn't November yet. Dougcast was wrong.
Dogcast.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't care. If I don't see another deer the rest of the year, I've already had a better season than I had last year.
Yeah.
So I was happy.
Seeing deer is just fun.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's early. I'm good. So anyway, I kept going. Didn't go out to the property. Hadn't stepped foot out there. Didn't even go at all. Was building a blind out there for my dad. And yeah, it got going too late, right on the food plot. So I wanted to let that sit because I was running late finishing up that
You're fucking
blind.
around.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Too much shit to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, let's just build an $800 ground blind right now.
Uh-huh.
It's only October 1st.
Put a grizzly out there.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
start it now.
So anyway, it was November 2nd in the afternoon, and I saw some bucks cruise early, and then I look over to my left, and there's a little buck coming. Totally snuck up on me, walked right in front of my stand. And we got this mock scrape that we always make every year, 10 yards in front of the stand, and then my dad loves to tinker. So
Oh, the bombs?
No,
tinker.
just tinker with
Tinker.
stuff. So he saw this video of a guy takes a rope and he runs it across from tree to tree. Excuse me. And then he hangs a stick down or a vine that grows up a tree, and he hangs it down over the scrape and then he scents it up, and I'm not big on scents and stuff, but he loves jacking with that stuff.
Yeah.
So he sets this mock scrape up, and we got 4 or 5 of them on the properties. And I can't say shit because they use them.
They use them, dude.
They do.
Yeah. The Colt scrapes are good.
Yep.
Finger gun. Finger gunning.
Nice.
So And he's been doing it
Good
for
use of finger
probably 4 or 5 years, and I've got good trail camera pictures off him. I mean, they use them. I get does coming to him all the time and working the licking branch.
Yeah.
So anyway, this little guy comes out, and he's, I'm videoing him, and he goes right to the scrape, makes the scrape. He works that little licking branch. And then I hear something to my left, and I look, and here comes another buck, a little bit bigger, probably a 2-year-old. He's following him, and he's got his ears laid back. His hair's all standing up,
Trying to
And,
look like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, trying to look all big and shit. Yep.
Doug does that too.
Freaking bully buck. He had
Works every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works every day.
So the little buck walks off. He goes over in the woods. He starts scraping and rubbing, and the bigger buck comes up, and he does the same thing. He works the scrape, he works the licking branch, and then the little buck turns around, and they're right there, right in front of my stand, 5 yards. They're rattling, and they're sparring, and
Live decoys, baby.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is cool as hell. I got my phone, I'm videoing it, and I'm like, maybe something will come if they hear this, but it wasn't that loud. The little guy was probably a little 3-pointer,
It's like Tinker Toys at each other. Yeah.
So he wanders off. The bigger one wanders off, rubs on the same tree as the little one did, and they head to the west. And I'm like, I look at my watch, and it's getting dark. I'm like, damn, it's like 8 minutes left. I ain't gonna see shit, So I'm like, maybe I just start packing my bag and putting all my stuff away. So I turn around, and I'm kind of like getting my call and putting it in my bag, and I just look to the left from the west, and I'm like, oh shit. Here comes the deer right on the motorcycle trail, we always call it, because they have an enduro race that goes through the property.
Why would they not do that?
Yeah, it's only October 4th or whatever Saturday it was. The second Saturday of October, they have a motorcycle
Holy
race
shit.
go through there. It used to be September, and then it gets later each year, and one of my buddies lays out the track and everything. I'm like, hey, Kaz, dude, come on. You're getting into my season.
Yeah.
Route her a couple hundred yards that way.
Yeah.
Run into the fucking field.
Yeah.
I'm going to start putting sticks in spokes.
Yeah.
Run a gate down. Don't do that.
Freaking tripwires.
I'm about to bury some nails, okay?
Digging holes and shit. Mark's out there with a mini X.
Yeah.
Jackass.
From Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, ready for arrow rental.
I'm setting up a Sasquatch trap.
Yeah, sharp bamboo. Yeah.
So anyway, the deer follow the motorcycle trail, so it's kind of cool. I mean, they come right in front of me.
Yeah.
So anyway, I see this buck coming right down the motorcycle trail. I'm like, oh shit, that's a pretty good deer.
2-stroke. Come on.
Yeah. And so I stop putting my shit away, and I turn around, and he's coming right to that same scrape that they went to.
Yeah.
And I grab my bow, and I turn, and I'm like, I'm looking at the left side of him here with the little 3-inch sticker off his G2. And he comes in, and he works the scrape, he works the licking branch. And I mean, he's so close to me that I can literally see the whites of his eyes rolling back. As like,
Oh, really?
I don't know, most people probably don't know this, but when deer lift their head up to look up like that to work a licking branch, their pupils in their eyes are horizontal and longer but skinny height-wise. So when they lift their head up, they keep their pupils level to the ground.
They're always level to the ground, right? No matter what.
I mean,
even when they
find,
put their head down to eat.
even when they put their head down, their pupils stay level. So you can see the whites in their eyes roll back and stuff because the way they move their eyeballs. So
Weird.
I'm this close.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
Try that once.
Yeah.
You can't physically do
It's
it.
weird. So he's got his head up in the licking branch, and
We all look like idiots.
Yeah, we're all rolling our eyes back. Yeah, I see the whites in the top of his eyes. That's how close I am to him. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And I'm moving around, getting ready to draw. I'm thinking, do I shoot this deer? Is it big enough? Is it not big enough? I'm looking for the 160-10 that I know is out there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not seeing 10-inch, 12-inch G2s and G3s, and I'm like, I don't know this deer, and I don't want to shoot something that's not big enough. It's still early, and I'm not going to shoot anything that's mid 140s or lower. So I'm judging him, and I'm like, I think I'm going to pass. but he's solid. And I just keep seeing this side. I'm like, I'm letting him go. And I'm like, oh, I don't know though, man. If I shoot him, then I got a good chance of just waiting on the big one at the property. And I got one under my belt. And I'm like, nope, I'm not shooting a 3-year-old. I ain't doing it. So he starts to walk off, and I'm like, I see this 3-inch sticker off the back of the G2, and I'm like, I don't have a deer with a sticker like that. And he's got 8-inch tines at least. I mean, am I screwing up letting this deer walk? And pretty soon he's getting out there at 15 yards, and I'm like, I think I'm shooting this deer.
The angel's the devil on the shoulder.
Yeah, right? I got Kurt in my ear hole. Shoot that bitch. Shoot that motherfucker. Right?
Kill him.
Never ask Kurt what you should do.
Right, yeah.
I sent one the other day of a mature buck that isn't very big, and I
Funny
said, "What
thing is-
should I kill?"
Why'd you
And
ask?
Kurt said,
Yeah.
"Kill him."
Yeah, why'd you ask?
Funny thing
you're the
is,
answer.
we had talked, or I had texted you or something. I said, "Oh, I've been seeing this 3 days in a row. I'm not sure if I'm going to shoot him or not." And you're like, "You know better than fucking tell me that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I knew that was
You just
coming."
want someone to say yeah.
Yeah,
You send a picture to Kurt of a 125 incher. He's going to say,
Yeah.
"Kill it."
I'm crazy. I'm crazy.
Bury those
He
fletchings.
likes watching fletchings
You just send the picture,
disappear.
and Kurt's just like, why is he still alive?
yeah, right.
Is he dead yet?
Yeah. It was kind of funny
Didn't know
too.
you were chill like that.
I ended up telling my dad that story. I kept telling him, "Man, I'm seeing this dude,
Yeah.
and he's a shooter, but he's spindly. He's just I can't do it."
Yeah.
And I said, "But I think I made up my mind that I'm going to shoot him next time I see him. I'll evaluate him real quick, but I think I'm going to shoot him."
Yeah.
I was like, I was talking to Kurt tonight, and he said, "Shoot that motherfucker."
So you let him
So
walk
I made
that
up my
night?
mind. Yeah. So, what now?
You let him walk that night?
No.
Oh.
So he gets out there at like 15 yards, and I'm like, that sticker, like I said, it excited me like 3 times in a row when he's walking off.
Triple stand pots.
Yeah.
Yeah, triple stand
Yeah,
pots
triple
excited.
stand pots. So I draw back, and I think actually I drew back on him when he was in the scrape, because I leaned down real hard because it was so close, and my cam hit some branches that were in front of my tree stand for cover. And I'm like, oh shit. I'd made my decision by now. Well, he starts walking away, and I had to pull back and get around the other side of the branches, and he's quartering away perfect. 15 yards going out to the field. And I'm like, meh. And he stops and he looks right up at me, and I settled it. And it,
Isn't that the sexiest fucking thing when you've got a buck just slightly quartered away
right.
and they're looking back
Yeah.
over their shoulder
Yeah.
up at you, and it's just like, here's the Ross
you're
moment.
so fucked.
You're so fucked.
How would you, when your shot went off, initial reaction?
getting dusk. My eyes are getting old.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, that looked really good, but I really don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have lighted nocks. I'm a moron. Oh. I need to figure
Gotta have
out
lighted
which
nocks.
ones fit my small diameter arrows the best.
They're hard to find.
They don't work half
The
the time
vet-
anyways.
No,
I know.
I got Nate Watts from Victory has me on a brand.
Nocturnal
Really?
is G's is what
That's
fits the
what-
VAPs.
That's what I can.
That's what you
I'm not
should.
shooting
Yeah.
nocturnals anymore.
Really? That's
They're
what.
inconsistent. They fit kind of sloppy. They're loose inside your arrow shaft.
Really?
And they work half the time, in my opinion.
I got just turned on another arrow brand. Once I
Really? Let me know.
Knock brand, not arrow brand.
Yeah, knock brand.
Yeah.
Victory arrows, different lighted knock brand thing.
Okay.
Hook a brother up.
Yeah.
Let's
let
talk
me-
about it.
Yeah, let me know.
Victory.
I'll actually.
And that's the reason I haven't bought them, because I keep hearing things about this brand.
Yeah.
Things about that brand. Things about every brand. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
I got notes highlighted in my notepad.
until I know for sure. But I felt good about it overall.
Halo
Halo
Knox. That's what I was told.
Knox. So my dad's out hunting with me, and he's crossed into what we call the round timber, probably 250 yards away from me. So I sent him a text. I just shot one, and he's like, texting me back. He's like, "Oh, really? What do I do?"
Nothing.
I'm like,
Actually, nothing.
Yeah.
Finish your hunt.
like, stay put, dude. I'm
come
like,
get you.
just don't get down, because if he's not, if it's not a great shot and he's running over your way, which he was, I don't want you to spook him while you're getting down, So I'm like, stay put, stay put. I'm just going to give him some time. I'm going to take my time, get my stuff ready, and then I'll get down and I'll call you when I head over, tell you when to get down. So I wait a little bit, put all my stuff away, take my time. So I start walking out, and I kind of go around on purpose where he went. So I went out and around where I think he took that straight path over towards my dad.
Yeah.
So I start there's a grass road. It was right where, where that deer went in the river on me that time you came out. And so that grass lane that goes behind my house.
Running east.
Yep. So I kind of followed that curve over to what we call the round timber. And as I get going, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to start looking for blood on this grass road. So I keep looking, I keep looking. I walk all the way over to where I know my dad's going to meet me. I don't find any blood. I'm like, oh, shit. Did I gut shoot this deer? Did I hurry it? Did I rush it because I got stuck on the branches? Did I panic?
Yeah. A lot going on.
So anyway, I meet up with him, and I'm like, I didn't see any blood. You didn't see him come by? He's like, no, I didn't see him run this way at all. And I'm like, he's like, I didn't hear anything. I'm like, all right. I'm like, should we go up to the house, grab the tractor and the truck and drive back here and scoop him up in the bucket if he's dead? Or should we go just quietly search with our flashlights first? He's like, well, all I got's this green hat light. And I'm like, oh, I got a little flashlight. We're good. Let's go look. He's like, let's go look for him first. And I'm like, all right, that's probably good. Be quiet. And we'll just walk back to the impact spot where he ran out into the field. So we walk the field edge back, and we're making this corner, and we're both shining in front of us back and forth. And we both kind of decided, I think it's time to look out in the field, because we hadn't shined out in the field at all yet. And my flashlight kind of went first, and he was on my right, and his little green worthless flashlight kind of followed my light at the same time. And we both pointed on the deer laying on the field at the same time. And we're both like, oh, and we just stop, like, oh shit, there he is,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
Play-Doh
then
snakes.
we start walking up to him, and I thought, like, I texted you guys or messaged you guys in Messenger. I'm like, dude, I just shot one, but I don't know. I don't think he was that big, but I don't know.
You were in negative undertone.
Yeah, I was like,
a little bit.
Because I want to shoot a 150, 160, and I didn't feel like he was that. And so anyway, I'm like, I don't care. It got me excited. I don't give a shit. I did it anyway.
Yeah.
It was fun. So anyway, we start walking across the field, and my dad's like, holy shit, Mark, he's a stud. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of is bigger than I thought, ain't he? So, they usually ground shrink. This one got bigger. So we get closer and closer, and I'm like evaluating him. I'm like, dude, that's a stud.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I told the guys wrong.
Ground growth
Like,
does
yeah.
not happen often.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Soak it in, baby.
So, we get excited, and then you must have messaged in the WCB chat or something. Moneybags keeps the streak going.
Yeah.
Because immediately my phone started ringing. Scotty called me. He's like, hey, what'd you do? I'm like, I just shot a deer. He's like, I'll be down there in 5 minutes, because you don't live very far from me. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever, come down.
Okay, Scott, we'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, the blood's not even dry yet, dude. I haven't even picked his head up yet.
Yeah,
You
the
can
thumb's still
You
flopping.
can hear him snorting, wheezing all the way there.
Yeah.
So me and my dad, looked at him for a little while, and then we walked up to the house and grabbed the tractor, and then Scotty pulled in, and the three of us went back and got him, and Scotty's like, dude, that's a freaking hammer. So anyway, I did not see the tine length that I wanted to see. So I thought he was smaller, but when you look at the mass that he's got, it's
mass all the way
stupid.
Makes his
Mass-
time seem deceiving.
Yeah.
Mass hides tine length.
It does.
Heavy deer
It-
don't look long.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it stole from his tine length for sure. He put all that energy in that heavy mass there.
Dude,
if he would have been more spindly, he would have had a couple more inches.
he still
on
has
his
good
tine.
tine length.
Yeah,
though.
it's
it's
still
not like they're
good.
short, dude.
Dude,
He's
he's got a G5 on his left side.
Right? Yeah,
Dude,
he
I would
does.
have.
Yeah,
I would
he's
have
got
buried
what?
a victory in that thing so fast.
Oh, dude. And when you see the
Right?
picture, I'm like, Mark, that buck's badass.
yeah, he is really cool.
I mean, he's got 6-inch fours,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Or better
Close.
on the left
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, and 10-inch.
Good brows, good
threes,
beams,
brows,
good mass, good
Oh,
tines.
Dude,
Hammer, bro.
no
Yeah, I mean,
bigger
I was-
fucking brainer.
yeah. When I walked
An
up,
MB.
you know how hard it is to judge mass compared to time.
Yeah.
though?
Yep.
You know, in a moment, 8 minutes before dark. You know, it's
And you
like-
didn't know this deer at all?
I didn't know this deer at all.
Yeah, that's tough.
So
awesome.
you know,
Yeah, but that makes it better. Bonus
Yeah, yeah.
bucks.
right?
baby.
Bonus
It does. But
you can
yeah.
fuck up real quick, though.
You can. Yeah, I
So
get it.
anyway, we get him home, and the more I look at him, I'm like, that deer's bigger than I think it is. So after I caped it out, I took it down to my shop, and a couple of years ago, I killed a 151 or something like that, 10, clean, perfect 10, but it had a broke brow tine or something like that. So it would have been like 154. And I put it up to this one, and I'm like, this deer's fucking bigger than that deer.
Yeah.
And I had the teeth aged on that when it was a 4.5-year-old. And I start looking at other deer in my shop, and I'm like, this is a 5-year-old, dude.
Yeah.
It has to be. So anyway, we're standing outside admiring him, and my dad says, hey, Mark, that shed that we found this year doesn't belong to that deer, does it? And I'm like, nah. So anyway, I just kind of blew that off, you know, because I'm like,
Shut up, Dad.
yeah. I'm like,
You don't know
nah.
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it can't be.
I've been putting words in your mouth all
Right,
episode.
yeah. You're really,
That
really good
bitch,
at it.
fuck
Yeah.
Fred.
Yours in their thoughts.
Yeah, I'm Mark Sitter. Sorry, Mark. Mark is actually a really good person. Don't let-
Yeah. I don't. Never
He doesn't
cuss.
call little girls
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah, I never.
That was pretty
cuss
funny.
except
Give me
on
that.
the podcast.
Yeah. Shut up,
I
Dad.
just cuss to fit in.
I want to be cool.
Yeah. Come on. It's good comedic relief.
Bullshit flag on that one. Mark.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So back in February, it was kind of late. I mean, for shed hunting, it was like late February. We were behind the house in the round timber, not too far from what I call my dad's stand, where he goes all the time. And we're walking, and I'm kind of getting a little ahead of him, and I'm thinking, "Come on, hurry up, bro! You know, you're slower than me. I know you're old, but come on, keep up."
You are a dick.
I gotta cover the whole property today before it gets dark, dude. It's getting dark.
Yeah.
You know, and he's
Move your old knees.
yeah.
We're running out of time.
Let's go, Grandpa. Come on. So as I'm ahead of him, I'm turning around and looking to see how far back he is. I don't want to be an asshole and totally get too far away.
Yeah.
So I turn around one time and I look, and he's standing there like this. Like this look on his face, like he can't believe what he found. And I look at the rack from this side, you know, I saw the back side, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, he just found a hammer over there. No way.
Did you walk past it?
I kind of went out and around it, so I would have never seen it. We split out, you know,
Yeah.
15, 20 yards away. And there's an area where I made a bedding area. I took some tops a couple of years ago and pushed them in this area. Mm-hmm. And he found it right in there. So
That's
maybe
awesome.
it was better
Working.
there. So
Hey, yeah.
I walk over and look at it, and I'm like, dude, that's a freaking stud. I mean, it's got massive mass. And I'm like, that's at least a 4.5-year-old in my mind. I said, we got to kill this deer before all the damn neighbors do.
Yeah.
You know, we got to keep an eye out for this deer and see if we can get pictures of it and get it killed. So,
Can I see that shed?
yep. So I'm kind of like, every time I get done doing a little taxidermy work and I got a little leftover epoxy sculpt, I just keep slapping it on there, and I'm going to build it up and repair it, you know, because the squirrels, fucking
In
squirrel
February,
path.
they ate it that bad, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
The timber that I'm in, I never shoot squirrels. So, I mean, I'll be deer hunting, and there'll be 10 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just
Nah,
thick.
I know your pain.
Little
In this
bastard.
area. I know, right? So,
The worst.
so I'm down in my shop, and I'm, you know, going through, oh, he's bigger than this deer, he's bigger than that deer. And I turn and look at my paint booth, and that shed's laying in my paint booth. And I'm like, you know what? I picked it up, and I turned around, and I set it down there by that deer, and I'm like, it is the same freaking shed.
100%,
We did
dude.
it, dude. We killed the deer that I said we needed to kill because he's big and he's older. And
He's got that ridge on the bottom of his beam
Yep.
and everything. Yeah, without
Yeah.
a doubt, it's the same deer.
yeah, absolutely.
That thing's heavy, too.
It is, dude.
Dude, is that where's this fall in your ranking?
That's my second biggest
It
deer.
is?
Yeah. Well, I scored him, rough scored him at 158.
It's all day.
So-
I'd say
I think you could be on the small side. on
I
your
might
measurements,
be.
honestly.
I'm really, when I do it, I don't say, oh, well,
if you told me that deer was 160, I'd be like, yeah, he is.
yeah. You just almost don't see it because of the time length. He doesn't have the 12s and the 13s.
Yeah, but they're good.
But the mass is there, and he's
But
got
the mass
length
is
all the way through.
Yeah, the mass is great. Like,
Yeah, the mass is just
if he's got every single mass measurement is over 5 inches except one of them, and it's 4 6/8.
Love it.
So if you
Wild.
do the math on that, anytime you get a buck that's over 20 inches on one side in just mass measurements,
You're killing it.
and the left side, I think it's whichever side's widest. One of them's 22 inches of mass, and the other one's like 20.
Great
Left
buck,
side.
dude.
So that's 42 inches of mass right there.
Dude, ever since
So-
what episode? The What About Me?
182.
Ever since 182, you have killed. You've piled up some deer since then.
I've got some pretty good ones now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you killer you.
I'm
Did
de-
that episode
I'm-
change
I'm
things?
due.
Did that was it the turning point?
Had to be.
It would have been the episode a little bit before it.
I don't know.
The What About Me changed
I've
it.
been hunting this hard for a long freaking time, dude. A long time.
Well, the old well, dude, the people who know What About Me, that's like some OG WCB stuff.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's like going into under 200s.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, like I said, the two biggest deer I've ever killed were in that little strip of woods behind my house, and I sat there for 15 years straight and never shot a big Pope and Young buck. Anything, I shot like a 135. With
What
a
changed?
Broken. I don't know. You just
like-
do shit long enough, eventually it's going to pay off, I guess.
Yeah, but in the last few, I mean, does like habitat change a mile
Well,
up the
Like that
road?
better area you made?
No, there's always been big deer there, but it's been so hunted. So I guess one thing I can think of that changed is one of the guys that was my neighbor. They got divorced and he moved out, but she stayed there. And Fred married her. And Fred's like me. He's got the mindset that he only wants to shoot good deer.
Oh, okay.
And the other guy that lived there would shoot anything. I actually shot a doe one morning, and then there was a little 7-pointer following her, and I passed him and let him run around, and she ran over to where he was at and fell over and died on the dike. And the 7-pointer went over that way to sniff on her, and then I watched him wander off. I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, well, I respect this guy. I'm going to give him time. I'm not going to get down and go over and drag this doe out right now.
Yeah.
It was early morning. And so I'm not really paying attention, and I hear whack. And I turn and look, and the 7-pointer's running away with an arrow sticking out. I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Dead 7.
And in shotgun season, I would get trail camera pictures of like 15, 20 does and some bucks just running
Right
by
out
my
there.
trail cameras.
Like massacre
So they were
them.
pushing. So there's always hunting pressure there. So, and then there's another guy that owns ground down, the best piece of ground down the way. In the last few years, a couple guys have bought ground around there, and they got the right mindset
On the
And
program.
they're doing CRP grass and setting aside ground just for deer hunting.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Obviously.
it does. It does.
That's got to be
Huge
what
It does, yeah. I mean, my dad is luckier than me. I hunt like freaking mad, dude. And he doesn't hunt near as much as I do. And he would go and he would see, oh, I saw a giant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm out here every freaking day, bro. How are you seeing them? So it's just
Should have been into my state.
wrong time, wrong stand, wrong place.
Sucks to be
Lot
you.
of that.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Dude.
And some of those times we were both out there together, and we're not that far apart. So how did I never see him? I mean, I've seen some big ones out there and got real close, but
Yeah.
just it never happened. They were too far away, or
Is your big one from 182? Is that the biggest deer that's been killed in the area? In a while?
yeah, that one actually. I actually heard a story about that the other day from a neighbor. I had another guy move in, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and he is a deer hunter. And supposedly one of my neighbors told me, he's like, yeah, that guy was pissed at you. And I'm like, pissed at me? Why? And he's like, because he's asked me one day, he's like, who's the fucking guy that killed the big giant down the street here somewhere that I was hunting? And he said, oh, that's Mark. That's my neighbor. He's lived out here for 18 years. You just moved here. You know, it's
Fuck
not,
that guy.
It's not your deer, bro.
Lick his balls.
You know,
Here's
and
a
I'm
link
like,
to the podcast episode, asshole.
yeah. I'm like, that was in 2017.
Here's
I'm
his
just now
obituary.
hearing about this. Yeah,
He's just not hearing about. He's still pissed about it.
Yeah, does he want me to send him a picture or what?
Yeah.
Need to get a sticker and give it to him.
Yeah, right.
Put him
Oh,
in-
yeah, I
put
still
it in-
have one of those.
put it in his
Next
mailbox.
year, send him a Christmas
Yeah.
card just using that
Oh,
bug.
there you go.
Merry Christmas.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you said something there, and it makes me think like, we do all this preparation, all this thinking, all this working, but there's so much luck that goes into this shit.
There is.
A lot of
You
luck.
can be as
There is.
prepared and think you know the deer as well as you
Yep.
do, but
Yep.
well, just like old man Tan, I've encountered him the last 4 days,
Right.
and he just won't come onto my side.
Yep.
It's going to
You
take
haven't
luck
got-
for me to kill that deer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It absolutely is. You can do everything right, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, and not get shit. And then one day, you're out there doing something, you probably shouldn't be doing. And then here comes 5 deer, You're like, oh, shit.
Sometimes it just freaking works.
Why are they traveling that way? Why are they doing this? So,
Well,
yeah, just
I'm pumped for you, dude.
thanks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Dude, that's
I'm
a
super
that's
excited.
a lamb up.
Stud.
Yep. Yeah, I'm happy with them.
So, you just gonna keep these babies Euros?
Yeah,
until
I know.
what's the deal?
We have this talk every time, right?
Tell me you're a taxidermist without telling me you're a
I know, right?
taxidermist.
It's like being a carpenter and having a shitty house. You just never fix it.
Taxidermists
Or
just
that's a
don't mount
hilarious
their deer.
Or a plumber in your house, your
Like a
pipes
dentist
leak
with
everywhere.
shitty teeth.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Fat doctor.
yeah.
I don't think I'd go to a dentist with shitty teeth, Doug.
I'm a health instructor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a fat doctor.
Yeah, believe me.
Your fat
You should
shit.
eat healthier.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Give
yeah,
you grains and play dodgeball 3 times a week.
yeah.
What is he? What'd you tape him at?
158.
158?
Yep.
Hammer.
So,
Hammer.
Yeah, I'm totally
Heavy,
happy
man.
with them.
He's
And then
heavy.
Stud.
tied the story together with my dad finding that shed, and
That's so
the
cool.
only thing that could have been better if he would have got him, but.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
you guys got him.
I've been telling them go to the middle stand, go to the middle stand, go to the middle stand. It's the biggest funnel on the place. Year after year, go to the middle stand. Go. Oh, I like my stand. I like my stand.
One day he'll
So
smack a giant.
I go to the middle stand. I kill deer, dude.
Well, you guys had a team effort on this deer, which is cool.
Yeah. And so at the end of it, I made sure that Scotty, you got to get a picture of me and my dad. He's 73.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
getting towards the end of him.
Yeah, I mean, he's
being
still hunting. That's
mobile.
awesome.
able to hunt.
moving around.
And and then the cool thing about him is he will not go to a crossbow.
I was just going to ask because he's
He
still
will
vertical
not.
bow hunting.
He's had
What a fucking
both
gangster.
He's had both rotator cuff surgeries done, bad ones, and he's still turning
Hang
the
on the
old.
bow.
And they're still able-bodied
Yeah,
individuals
he's
shooting
still an able
crossbows.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking gay.
Yeah, he's got the old, like Eric had the snow camo elite, but
Yep.
this one he's got the 2016 Synergy, and we keep just kind of turning it down. He's at 53 pounds. He can still do it.
Hey,
Oh,
all
that's
right.
plenty.
golden.
That's plenty.
That's all right.
So-
Good for him. I love
awesome.
that. I love that.
So-
Dude, kick
But
ass.
Then I went to my property like crazy. Never saw the big 8. Never saw the
Yeah,
big
but
8.
You've killed some good deer off that thing.
Yeah,
Like, you're going to
yeah,
turn your time in
yeah,
there
I've
again.
Killed a few good ones.
I'm pumped
on
for
there.
you, dude. I love that.
Thanks,
like
man.
you've been tipping them over.
Yeah.
I love that, like how downplayed you were on this deer.
I know,
It's like,
right?
dude, this is fucking
What?
mega.
I know,
I think
right?
even when you sent us the picture on Facebook, you're like, oh, he might be 150. I don't think you'd scored him by then.
Yeah, I had
Still,
yeah.
still kind of,
Oh, God.
Right,
man.
still
right,
kind of downplaying them a little
right.
bit.
Yep.
And so, how do you have all these bucks? Obviously, they're all Euroed because you're mounting other deer. But like, how do you have like a wall of them all hanging?
Yeah, I got a bunch of hooks on the wall, and I just in my taxidermy shop, I put them right around, so I always see them, and they're always right there.
Always looking at you.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm always rubbing on them and stuff.
Get to play with them. That's what's nice about Euros and like skull plates. You get to play with
Yeah, I
them.
get to handle them, bring them around, do whatever I want with them. Yep.
I love it, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
Yeah, actually, I started looking at him when I got him home, and I was like looking around in my showroom and everything, and I'm like, you know what? I think this is my 6th solid Pope and Young buck now or so. So I kind of got them all down, and I put them on the floor, and I lined them up, and I'm like, I'm actually getting somewhere finally, Holy shit, I got some pretty big deer. I mean,
Covering ground, brother.
so put the time in, put the time in.
Yeah, I feel like, dude, you've stacked them up. I remember you brought, would you have 2 deer in when the studio was at my house?
Yep.
You had
yep.
2 Euros in there of 2 solid bucks in one season.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot 2 that were right at 150, both of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a
That was
kick-ass season.
Oh,
yeah. There was one behind my house that I knew of, and then one out at the property. That was the first buck I ever killed at the property that year.
That's awesome. You gotta get these babies mounted, brother.
Dude, if you get close to 300 inches in a season, I mean, that's really doing something.
Especially for what I've got to hunt. I mean, my spot is 20 acres, and it don't hold deer. They just pass through. Mm-hmm. I mean, it might hold a doe or two, a fawn
here and there,
but they don't hold big bucks. My ground out there don't hold big bucks. And then the property behind my house never.
It's like a travel corridor kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I got to hunt the rut.
It's a dirt bike track.
Yeah, it's a dirt bike track. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Nice.
They wave at Mark when I go by.
Yeah. Hey, can you loop around and run them this way?
Mark's sitting up there like, you need a downshift.
Yeah.
Banging gears, slapping queers while Mark's sitting in his tree stand.
Creek crossing up the way, bud. Slow
Here's
down.
them shift, and they're just,
Yeah, right.
Freaking ridiculous.
So, yeah.
Love it.
The Big 8 out at the property only daylighted one time this year. One morning. Yeah. So.
Next year's his year.
And
It's
of
hard to
course,
kill a deer like that, man.
I was busy and up late because my father-in-law was passing away from cancer at the time, so we were down at my wife's mom's house spending time with them late one night because we thought it was the end that night. And I was probably there till 1 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And then by the time I drove home and went to bed, I was on vacation. I was hunting. So I should have been there that morning that he daylighted. Mm-hmm. But by the time I got home, got to bed, and it's an hour away, I got to get up at like 3-something in the morning. I would have got like 2.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
I overslept. I'm like, you know what? With him being sick, we got run through the ringer this week. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going this morning. And then I go get the SD card out of my only stale cameras that I got up on the food plot. And
stale.
There he is, standing right by my brand new blind that's not camouflaged, not brushed in.
Just chilling.
Just hanging out.
7 foot by 7 foot.
Where were you, Mark?
8 foot tall blind.
Lord knows if you'd have been in that
Here I am,
some
bud.
bitch, though,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have come.
Yeah,
you know?
he wouldn't. Yeah,
that's how it works.
Yeah, I've said it so
Works like
much
that every
since then,
time.
and yeah.
Hey,
But
next year.
great season. I got to see
Great season.
a nice buck chase a doe. Well, 3 bucks chase a doe around on my food plot. And I watched, first time ever, I got to see a buck breed a doe right in my food plot.
I've never seen that.
I haven't either until
Never.
so cool, dude.
I've seen it twice.
Yep, that was my first.
That's awesome.
I'm like, success.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Someone got some.
I drew some bucks up here on
What
my
about
little
me?
bubble. Yeah. What about me?
You're texting your wife.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What kind of mood are you in?
You up?
I'm out here. I'm out here
Mark
watching.
just shoots that buck. He's like, if I'm not getting none, you're not in.
You can get some but not live.
I'm just sitting out here watching deer porn.
Doug's out here texting his robot.
Yeah.
You up?
You awake?
But I'll tell you
text a
one
robot,
cool
you
thing.
Yes, master. Yes, master.
One more cool thing I did this year. I built that. I put cinder blocks out and I built a treated base, and I built a blind on the treated base on those blocks. And I put like 4 big windows, sideways sliders in this blind. Mm-hmm. I've always hunted, if I've ever hunted a blind, it's always been on a 10-foot stand or an angle iron stand or whatever, up high. Well, I got this thing, and I hate like regular ground blinds. They drive me nuts. I can't see.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah.
I've always been that way. So I built this thing and put all these windows in it and tinted the windows halfway up. And the thing is 5 feet off my food plot, and then it goes 70 yards that way. And anyway, so I started sitting in this blind, and I'm like, I used to ground hunt all the time, but I've never experienced sitting there with windows right in front of you, ground level with deer that are just mingling around and in your food
no
plot.
idea you're there.
And you're on the ground with them. And I told my dad, I was like, first couple times I sat it, I came home, I'm like, dude, it's almost like a deer movie theater. I'm just sitting in this chair, just chilling, and I'm like,
Eating popcorn.
there's all these deer just feeding in
What's
front
the
of me.
blind
And
look like?
I'll have to show you a picture. It's probably 7 foot by 7 foot square.
big.
That's big. And because I already had the bases built for my old well hole cover in my yard where my water pump was.
Uh-huh.
So I built them years ago, and then we totally redid the well, and I didn't need them, so I saved them. And then I'm like, hey, that'll be perfect for building the blind
Have a
on.
fucking
Yeah, I'm
party
curious
in
to
there.
see it.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So it's probably it's almost 7 foot, I think, both ways. And then it's 8 foot tall because I had to put a man door in the back.
Oh.
I got a fucking garage door. I mean, a man door. You walk
Yeah.
in the back.
Fuckers had a deadbolt on.
And so I just pitched the roof 3 inches so the water went off the back. And then I went and bought slider windows from Lowe's and put 3 of those in. And then I had another, like a remodel window that I put on the other side that I won't shoot out of.
Yeah.
I just want to look that way and look for deer. So it's like, I mean, it's good size. It sticks out. They shouldn't be coming where they're coming, but they don't. I'm in that part of the property is close to the township building and the neighborhoods. So they're used to people and they're used to houses right
And
there.
it's on the ground.
It's on the ground, sitting on cinder blocks. Yep, the base is sitting on cinder blocks.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I get a hair up my ass. I try to put up like a pop-up blind and brush it in, and then I always
do
look
that.
back at it. I'm like, looks like fucking
I know, dude. That's what my dad kept saying.
Dude, you always
I
like.
could see that a mile away. Deer
Yeah,
yeah,
you,
too.
you fucking
Yep.
be like, oh, this gonna look so good, and you step back 20 yards, you're like, looks like dog shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a buddy who's got a 12 by 12 blind
Oh, shit,
on
that's big.
platforms, and he literally built it for like, in Iowa, there used to be a late rifle season in the southern counties, and he built it so we could go in there and like spend all day in there.
Oh,
it's in
yeah,
the middle of his
yeah.
farm, and you can play
Yeah.
cards, and you can, it's like
It's just a
one of those you
hideout.
see. It's like a Taj Mahal on
Right.
stilts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like there's a card table. We can go
Right.
in there and play cards and all
That's
that
kinda
kind of
cool.
stuff.
Like the
you
goose
know?
hunters.
That's how this
Yeah,
thing's
it's
going
like,
to be.
it's like a pit blind.
That'd
you
be
know?
fun.
Yeah.
Just playing cards. Like any deer out there, you just look, no, and go back to playing
That's
cards.
Yeah.
honestly when we had that doe season. That's what it was. We'd go, and it was
Satellite
you
TV.
You could kill them with a rifle back in those counties back then, and it was like, all right, well, we're just going to go in here at noon and sit, and oh, there's a doe.
I am.
You know?
Yeah.
Kapow.
That'd be fun sometimes.
It was fun, you know.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I need to probably like be more open minded to the ground blind game. We have
Right.
the box blinds,
I
but
just
I have
can't do
mine.
it, man.
All, my 2 grizzly box blinds I have are stilted. I
Yeah.
have one that's 6 foot, and then I have one on top of that gravity wagon.
Yep.
Yours is
Yep.
the same way, right?
Yep.
So my gravity wagon's probably 8 foot or more off the ground. Yeah, it's probably close to 10.
Yeah, mine's not that tall. It's probably 6 foot.
Mine's pretty tall, I'd say. My
I
tractor
bet yours is 8.
my tractor was almost
the base.
maxed out. It was like just high enough getting it in there. It's a pretty big gravity wagon.
Yeah.
And the other reason I don't like the soft blinds is because on this food plot, I have to wait for a north wind if I hunt my tree stand. That's the only wind I can hunt on this. And I'm like, you know how it is. South wind, west wind, west wind. And I'm like, dude, it's the rut. I have to be there.
Yeah,
I can't not hunt this spot.
It's more
anymore.
airtight.
So it's so airtight. I had 2 mature does 5 feet in front of me. The first night I sat it, and the wind was blowing completely right in their face.
And so you tinted the lower half of the window?
I tinted the lower half of the window so I can sit in my swivel chair, and the only thing they could possibly see is my
Jeez.
Oh, that's awesome.
my
You
head.
got to figure it out.
Yep.
Pro tip.
And I went out and looked from the food plot at the windows, and yeah, you can't
You
see.
need to do window tints.
Yeah,
Badass.
Yep.
That's what, those
Is that
grizzly blinds
5%?
get the mesh.
dude, I literally could reach out the window and touch deer as they walk down this one
That's
trail.
cool.
And it's so.
What's the outside
cool.
look like?
Just wood. I bought there's like, I call it car siding, but there's 4x8 sheets of plywood that you can get, and it's got like these vertical grooves in it, and it's tongue and groove on the edges. I don't know if it's technically tongue and groove, but it slides together on purpose. And it's for outside plywood siding. So it's not like, if you use regular siding or OSB, it's going to rot real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
This stuff's treated with something that it can, because I got a little shed like this at home that I've had outside forever, and it's still fine.
Yeah, I want to
So
see
awesome.
the picture of this thing.
Yeah, I'll show you. It's badass.
That's where I think the grizzly blinds really stand out, is because they're one piece roto molded.
Yeah.
I've got other brand X blinds, and I had to talk with Perry from Drury and be like, okay, how do I scent proof this? Where you have your single roto molded blind of a grizzly. I mean, they're pretty damn scent proof the way it is. Like, I've got, like I said, brand X, and I had to do spray foam and Flex Seal and garage door liners and whatnot to scent proof that blind. Where
Encapsulate it, yeah.
I like the idea of the grizzly where it's one piece, because there's no cracks or crevices. I mean, when you're
Yeah.
one
And you can
roto
tell
molded piece,
especially when you get them and close that door, how dense it is in there.
Yep.
Like you can tell it's
Yeah,
it's good
I've got
for weight.
I've got a brand X too, and it's like real nice, well known brand X. And I
Yeah, me
get
too.
flies and wasps that would get in there.
I
So
look out my
went
door and
around
I'm
the
like, fuck,
outside.
there's a 1-inch crack.
Yeah,
A can of Raid
Shit.
sitting inside.
yeah, right. Yeah. It's literally when you go. Yeah, you better have.
You know
some
what's not good? When
so.
I took my son Jensen, and he had more fun swatting flies than he did watching the deer. you know?
right. This is fun, Dad. Yeah.
keeping busy.
I did put I had like 4x4s in one of my blinds. I put a fly trap on the outside because it's like I don't know if it just warms up and the flies like to like
Yeah.
get on the outside wall. And dude, the amount of flies that I caught on that thing, it was insane.
Yeah, they feel the warmth coming out of it and want to try and get inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caulked all the way around the whole entire roof where it meets the walls and what do they call that? Foam tape
Magic.
around the door.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like when you shut a door, it's a door sealer.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
a wind
Weather
stop.
stripping, yeah.
Weather stripping, there
Yeah.
you go.
I was thinking great stuff.
And I'm like, Jesus, dude, I paid a lot of money for that blind to be doing this to it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to build my own.
Didn't you cut out windows, put different windows
Yeah,
in
I
it?
cut out windows. Didn't like the windows that were in it, so I cut out windows and put sliding windows in. Because the sliders for a bow hunter are better because vertically you have a higher shooting,
Yeah.
up and down, and they slide open more narrow.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the blinds they have made over the years, the window flips up, but it's wide. It's 30 inches wide, but it's only 12 inches tall.
Yeah, the
Right.
Grizzly has
So then you
corner
can't-
windows and horizontal
Right.
windows, so
I've seen those blinds, and I'm like, I should have bought one of those. Those look
they're,
fucking
They are
badass.
they're
nice.
sweet.
Yeah. And half the blinds on the market, we have 4 gun windows and 4 bow windows. No, I don't. Fuck the gun. I want 8 bow windows.
Yeah, give me all the bow windows.
Yeah, I can shoot a gun out of a tall, narrow window too. I don't need 4 and 4.
Give me all the bow windows. All right.
So anyway,
We're going to transition a little bit. Do you want to ask your question? Didn't you have like a wild card?
What I wanted to talk about?
Yeah. Do you not want to talk about it anymore?
No, you're good. Yeah, I just didn't know how you wanted to get into it. So
Yeah, I just hard transitions. You came back. If we were to that point,
I
I'm nervous. No, I'm not really, but
and you've talked about how you want your state to do this. I saw a post the other day
Uh-oh.
about how somebody wishes Iowa would go to a 1 buck state. Okay? And you've talked how you think Illinois should. And so, all right, I'll just get into it. Colt Ground is 26,000 acres. It's really big. And there's 130 people that can hunt there. So this person I saw made a post that was like, I just hope someday Iowa goes to a 1 buck state. And I'm going to go through this, and I want you guys to just soak it in and then rebuttal to me, and we'll have a conversation, okay?
okay.
In my opinion, from what I've seen, so a manna went to 1 buck. I can only kill 1 buck on a manna, and it was like 15 years ago. They went that way. I think 1 buck will hurt Iowa, Illinois' population as well as buck quality versus what it is now. So let me talk about it, okay? Mm-hmm. So on a manna, before it was 1 buck, people would kill 2 bucks, and that's the deer they would kill. They'd kill a few does here and there, but not many. So we'll talk about it from an overall population density standpoint. 2 bucks, they'd kill their 2 bucks. There'd be a few people that would kill a few does that wanted some more extra meat outside their 2 bucks. So when you go to a 1 buck, you're killing your 1 buck and you're killing extra does to get your meat, because people are still going to kill what they want for meat. Okay. Right. So what we noticed is our population decreased substantially because people were killing enough does that the population was not keeping up with the disease pressure, the coyote kills, the winter kills, the human kills. Okay. So overall, we saw our population decrease when we switched to a 1 buck. And from a 1 buck quality standpoint, overall antler quality standpoint, and I realize, some people are mature buck, doesn't matter what they are, but big bucks are cool, man.
way cooler.
So
They're just way cooler.
Yeah.
You gonna say that they're not?
Amana used to
would?
be absolutely freaking insane. We would kill.
When I was growing up in Marengo, that's all you heard.
Amana
about.
was the pinnacle.
Amana was
the
place.
pinnacle.
That
And
was
that was before it was a $1.
Kid you not.
So
that was
people
all you
would
talked
kill-
about was Amana.
Really?
People would kill one trophy buck, and most people, their second buck would be a quote unquote management buck. So people were killing a quality buck and a shit buck. Well, you take that $1 away, what are people going to kill?
Just hold out for the one.
They're going to kill the quality buck at 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Well, eventually, you're going to stop seeing the quality bucks at 5 and 6, and you're going to see them at 3 and 4. Well, who in their right mind? And I'll say I'm bad about it. I'm not. Every year I have 6 and 7 year old 130 inch, 140 inch 8-pointers walk by. I'm not going to shoot that.
Right.
I'm going to wait for the 165 inch 4-year-old or 5-year-old.
Right.
Well, eventually it went away from 5 and 6-year-olds to now we see 150s, 160s, 3 and 4-year-olds. What are you going to shoot? Most people are going to shoot the bigger deer. You're not going to shoot the 130 inch 6-year-old. So over the previous 15 years, our mature buck population has gone from 160 to 145 because the shitter bucks are the ones that live. The junk bucks, quote unquote junk bucks, don't get shot. So they pass their genes on. They get to maturity. Our quality bucks are getting killed at 3 and 4 years old instead of making it to 5, 6, and 7 years old.
It's a great point, and I like that a lot. I agree with you. I think, it's good things to consider. Two things I would probably throw at that from my thought is that's like a fair. This I know this has a hole in it. So what I'm about to say I know is like not true all the way, but hear what I'm saying. You're on like a spot where you can see it controlled to, even though it's a massive fucking area.
Well, but the thing is it's a sample population.
But I guess the only reason why I think the $2 to $1 thing is beneficial, your point is really great. I do love the thought, and it does make a ton of sense. And if that's the case, I keep killing $2, you know? But I guess my thought, and I think when most people see the $1 thing, they're thinking of the dudes who are killing just whatever deer first.
Right.
They're 122-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then now I'll just hold out for the one I wanted to kill anyway. So they're seeing young. I think people see young deer getting shot, and then people go, now I'll wait out for a mature one. I think that's the argument to what you said.
Right.
Now I don't disagree with what you said. I think what you said is awesome.
And I agree with you. And I think said person who made that post, you see people in Iowa that kill 2, or if they're a landowner, $3, that kill one really good buck and several 3 and 4-year-olds. I think that is a very, very low percentage of people doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
I do think, I mean, just from what happened on Amana, I know, and Amana people are not a lot of them are true big buck managers, but even those that were killing $2 were doing it that way.
Because they know they could.
Yeah. But with the opportunity to only kill $1, you're going to kill the biggest buck you can. It doesn't matter if it's a 3-year-old or a 6-year-old.
Mark,
And
what
that-
do you think about this? You
I
know deer.
feel like I'll take the other route with, you said that they'll kill $1, but then they'll kill more does to get their meat. That's where, in my opinion, your herd is getting hurt the worst. Because if everybody thinks, oh, I don't want to shoot, the average bucks because then, or if you let the average bucks breed, then you're going to have average bucks forever. But my theory is they're not the average. If you shoot a couple 2-year-olds off your property, you're better off doing that than shooting 5 does, because the does are what's expanding your herd.
Yep.
Bucks can't have babies. Does have babies. Right. So if you want to see your numbers increase, you got to stop shooting the does. So if you go to $1, you need to limit how many does that you're allowing them to harvest, because if you're going from 20 does on said property down to 10 does on said property, how many does, since it takes genetics from the doe to make a giant buck too, just as much, if not more than the buck, now you only have 10 does that have the ability to reproduce a booner.
Yep.
So now you got to stop. If you're going to go to one buck, you got to stop shooting so many does.
Right.
And that goes across the board, even with Illinois. If we shoot 2 bucks, you got to stop giving out all the damn doe permits, because that's what that expands your herd.
And I'll just lay the numbers out. So Amana used to fly a helicopter to count the deer numbers. And at its peak, like I said, it's 26,000 acres. That's pasture, timber, and crop ground. It was 2,200 deer on that 26,000 acres. So if you look at Iowa's like biological studies, what Iowa can average, carrying capacity of deer is about 20 per acre, 16 per acre, something like that. I don't remember. So if you look at the numbers, 1,600 would be the ideal population number for Amana.
So they had 20. So they were.
So we were at 22. So we were over ideal, but our buck quality was higher because you have more bucks to then grow.
Right.
And I think now we're at about 500 to 600. We have not flown a helicopter in a long time because of liabilities, and the guy that used to do it for us died in a helicopter crash.
Turns out he couldn't count either.
Shit.
Hey, don't hire that guy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Maybe
2,200. I don't know.
Well, the pilot would fly, and there'd be
lot.
one guy sitting on each side and a guy right in the middle riding is how it worked. And my dad had done it numerous times. And we didn't fly for a long time. And just from observations versus what it used to be versus what we see while we're doing it now, I think we're 500 to 600. And there's less bucks. You're half bucks, okay, just from perfect numbers. You're $300 versus $1,100.
Right.
Well, the opportunity to have a 190 with $1,100 is a hell of a lot better than when there's $300.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just saw that, and I saw everybody that was like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, there's hardly a person in this state who has had the opportunity to see what a 1 buck has done to
a large
portion
area
of population.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a third of the county that Amana's in is 26,000 acres. Just say, for easy round numbers. Granted, it's not the whole state, but based on what Amana has for ground,
it
represents the whole state.
Pretty good scale, yeah.
It's a pretty good. You're not going to find another property in Amana that can represent it or in Iowa that can represent it that way.
The only other study, like, you get something out of Texas,
right?
And it's not the same.
Well,
damn, Lee.
And obviously,
like
there's no like.
I think I saw that.
I think Mark's onto something though, where you need to limit the fucking doe. Like you're thinking does, because you got to have your population balance. Obviously,
if your deer numbers are down, there's no other way to increase your deer numbers.
And our numbers are really low, like I said, and we are in conversations of possibly going 2 buck only.
Oh, there you go.
No does being killed. We've done a pretty good job the last 2 years of self-regulating. All the groups have talked, and most of the hunters in Amana are shotgun hunters. There's 30 bow hunters and 100 shotgun hunters on top of that.
Or do like an earn a buck. Shoot one doe to shoot the
that's
buck.
what it used to be for a while. You could shoot a buck and then earn your second buck. Well, everybody.
The only bad thing I feel like about earn a buck is everybody that hunts there now has to shoot a doe.
Yes.
So now you have to kill X amount of does before you can.
But not the one guy's killing fucking 18 does.
Or just kill one doe to get a buck.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you get one doe tag and you get one buck tag. That's all you get.
That would help.
And I think where we're at numbers wise, and I talked with Mark about this at the New Year's Eve party, and he's like, well, don't hunt it for 3 years. That's going to be the best. I was like, well, that's not going to happen.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. If you don't kill any does for 3, it's only going to take 3 years, and that herd's going to change dramatically.
Right.
It's not going to take long.
Is it going to hurt our buck quality? Yes.
Yeah.
Initially, but I think,
possibly.
And I think the way to do it is to build the herd numbers up and manage it backwards to the number you want.
Right.
Slowly.
Have you guys ever had a biologist come in and be like, hey, this is what you need to do?
Yeah,
or someone like a good ground guy and be like, hey, your numbers are off. This is what you need to do. This is what you should do. Because
we've worked with the DNR. And back when we were on the high side, when we were 2,200 deer, we had a depth program put in place.
A lot.
And that's where we got our doe tag. So Amana is its own depth program like cities are typically for a management program. But at this point, I am the herd consultant. I'm the wildlife consultant for Amana.
But nothing against you, but like if a group of people see a biologist out there saying, hey,
we work with the DNR, so it makes sense.
They're going to trust that guy more than you. Nothing against you.
We work with the DNR to like go over numbers and that kind of stuff too, you know.
Right,
but no, I saw that and I'm like, I think that's a good conversation because we have always talked about, you know, you guys always talk about, oh, I wish Illinois was $1. I wish.
Well, I feel dumb now.
But I think, like I said, I saw that post and I saw all those people and I was like,
well, it's not
there's not a lot of people that have that experience of $1, you know, and I do. And that, like,
it's a good point and it's hard to argue with.
There's a lot of levels in there.
Yeah.
So many.
I mean, I don't know if not hunting it for 3 years would hurt your buck, so.
No,
you might have won me over, dog.
I meant the buck only would hurt our buck quality. What we're talking about going to
kill them all.
But I think long run it's gonna versus where
I
it's
can
at.
see that now. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, thanks for that. That was fun.
Yeah,
I'm indifferent.
Yeah,
sure. Kill $2.
It's a double-edged sword.
I always kind of have been to a point because I kill $2.
Well, and the thing is you know, you kill typically 2 mature bucks.
Right.
You know?
I try. Yeah.
Right. And that's, like I said,
you also got to factor in if you're doing earn a buck, you know how many does get killed but like never found?
Oh,
you know, people just throwing arrows at does.
Was it you and me that were talking about this the other day?
Yep. They die from EHD, from cars.
Oh, just hunters just hitting them.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I was talking with somebody the other day and they're, no, it was a different buddy of mine who owns ground in South Central Iowa and he found a dead buck on his farm, bullet hole, fucking 10-ringed, you know?
Yeah.
Called his neighbor and was like, hey, did you shoot a buck? And he's like, well, I shot at one the other day, but I'm pretty sure I missed him. And he was like 80 yards into his farm, and it was a fucking 10-ring. He was like, that fucking dude shot that buck, and he went 100 yards, and he was dead. But he was like, I'm pretty sure he didn't act like he was hit, so he didn't go fucking look for him. And we've talked about this before. How many fucking people shoulder shoot a deer or think they shoulder shoot a deer? And they're like, oh, I shoulder shot him. Yeah. It's not going to die.
And they don't even make an effort.
And it's, you know, you got enough penetration to double lung it, and it's dead 200 yards away.
You always make an effort.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah.
I think that happens way the hell more than you know.
Or whenever you pull that trigger, you need to go look.
I had a video
or gun.
I had a video of a doe a couple years ago where Doug and I hunt, and it had a freaking arrow sticking out of his ass. Or her ass.
Yep.
Just walking around, it's like, what are we doing?
I mean, that shit happens. Happened to me this year.
Accidents happen, you know.
No, accidents happen.
You hit a twig.
But make the effort.
The effort. You have to go look.
You really
So I think it happens way more than you would think that people shoot a deer and they're like, oh, no man's land.
You know what bothers me? And like, since we're venting, we're getting this all on the table here. It bothers me when you see hunters in general. I feel like a lot of times it's big buck killers that kind of lose sight of, and we could probably all think of an example here. There's some big buck hunters who lose sight of the somewhat sympathy for the animal, and it's all just about the antlers. I can name a pile of dudes in the game or the quote-unquote industry that it's who gives a fuck if the deer's wounded, whatever. It's just a deer. Shoot it in the fucking... in front of the back legs and show no remorse. And you see a lot of that with these drone recovery videos where people don't give a fuck. And, you know, even then, like videos of guys hunting in a stand and filming a deer that's mature or big enough and it's got a big fucking gaping gash in its back. And you're like, damn, is that thing going to get sepsis or whatever and fucking die in 2 weeks from infection? What are we doing? Or guys on good bucks, but it's not the 190 that they have to say they are killing that's mortally wounded with a leg injury, and you know it's just going to have a tough time. And they could shoot it. So that bothers me.
Well, the shoulder shots. I mean, people are like, oh well, I hit him in the shoulder and I tracked him for 100 yards. I didn't see no blood. I gave up. But the other hand is, I remember what happened to you this year. You were like, okay, I've got a freaking plan. I'm moving all my cameras. I'm doing this. I'm doing that.
You have to make effort.
You attacked that situation.
Yep, you just gotta make a effort. That's the thing.
You decided you were going for it, and you were going to
do
work
what everyone should do.
Everything you could do.
And we talked about it too. Like, and then you know, it's I don't know. I just feel like there's becomes like this line of like separation of a life because it has big antlers.
Right.
And I get it. Antlers are cool. We talk about big antlers all the time, but that doesn't go without saying there's consequence and reaction to action or action to reaction, however you want to word it. But
Does
makes
that-
sense.
I'm going to say something here that's going to piss a lot of people off.
Say it.
I know people who will fucking gut punch a piece of shit old mature deer just so it's dead.
Right.
Really?
Right.
They will shoot it in the fucking guts. They don't want to tag it. They don't want it in their herd anymore. They'll gut punch it and let it fucking run off, and they'll find it shed season.
I don't like that at all.
That's terrible.
I fucking hate it.
I never thought about
it
that.
happens,
Gut-wrenching.
it happens more than you would think.
All the years
I'm
I've been
sure.
hunting, I never even freaking thought
I
of
never.
that.
That's
pretty
never
savage.
crossed
Me
my
neither.
mind.
That,
once.
yeah.
No.
Oh, that. Yeah.
If a big old mature deer runs in,
yeah.
I'm stoked to shoot that deer.
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah.
I can't draw back that bow fast enough.
But with
Yeah.
with today's
Right.
society on, I need to kill the 190. I need to kill the 180.
Yeah.
I think you would shit if you knew how often it
I
happens.
never even heard.
I'm
of that.
not. I'm not allowed to rant on things. I'm not out of my credit yet. I have a 20.
You're still in jail. Yeah,
I'm still in rant jail.
podcast jail.
Here, you
haven't
can have
passed
my
go
credit,
yet.
Kurt.
You haven't passed go yet.
Hey, I got a question that would spin
Roll
off
again.
of that. How many do you think the number of deer that get shot and the follow up looking for them for days increases because of out of state hunting? I'm only here for 3 days. I'm only here for 4 days. So you hit a deer on day 3. I only have a little bit of time to look for it.
Oh, so look for it and leave.
It depends.
I think that's kind of a two-part question. I think
it's a 2-part.
as far as Illinois, since they're over the counter, I think it could be bigger
Yeah.
than Iowa when you have
Draw points.
A draw.
Yeah.
All right.
you got
That's
so
true.
much time and
That's true.
money vested.
It might be
true.
a 3-part question. My 3-part would be: are they out of state at an outfitter?
Yeah, that's what I was going to add to it too. I was
Because
gonna say.
typically, when you draw blood, you're done, and you
Yeah.
have to recover that one deer.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Or-
and even if you leave, they'll still look for it. So are
It's
you
still
on
your deer.
Are you on public, or do you know somebody in that state that gives you permission?
Yeah,
I
you
think
have
if
a
you're
lease.
not with an outfitter,
A lease,
you
yeah.
might not be dead,
Right.
but I only have 2 more days. I'm going to go hunt
I
another
got to catch
deer.
my flight.
So
You
something
know?
interesting, and we got some other shit to talk to before we get out of here. I've talked about before we get out of here. Some very important stuff.
Hey, we got time, baby.
But one thing this is what I thought you were going to bring up because you told me you had something you wanted to bring up on the podcast. It's like maybe controversial, but like interesting. I thought you were going to bring up the outfitters, Iowa, Illinois, the Midwest, but more specifically Illinois. I feel like outfitters are popping up very rapidly. And I think they're trying to Pike County the entire West Central and Central, all the county. Like, dude, you go to any outfitter's Facebook page and scroll through, and they're not killing great deer. They're killing what I would consider on the line or below average deer.
Yep.
And they're just piling those deer up
Right.
for money. They're shooting.
money, huh?
Oh, dude, I can pull up
It's funny you say that.
5 outfits
I've noticed
right
that
now,
lately.
dude.
I've noticed that lately.
I hunt near 2 of them.
Yeah,
I mean, not like right next to each other, but
we were talking about this earlier. You're like, oh, maybe they're not posting the big. I'm like,
so I thought it's like, are they not posting the biggest deer they're killing?
they're posting the big deer because
Yeah.
that's what draws clients.
Right.
I have not
Right.
seen. I'm not going to call anybody out by name, but we hear about them, and that's why people probably hate the outfits. I don't know. I don't hate the outfitters. Make your money. It's America. Do your
Right.
thing. But you guys want to kill big deer? If they're killing deer that are just under the line, you
Yeah.
know,
Well,
like
they're probably getting the people from like Florida who've never seen a deer like that.
yeah, which I get.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get people from
Pay for your tag.
PA and other states
Still
who
huge
a
for
140 is a
them.
fucking hammer, whether it's
Yeah.
But I see what
2 or
you're
6.
saying.
You know,
Yeah, it's just what's the end goal?
Yeah.
Quality deer management.
Yep.
It's not quality deer management.
No.
not for outfitters.
Quality deer management
Sorry,
is good for
outfitters.
fucking deer.
Yep.
There's no
And it's good
management
for
in there
us
at all.
and it makes us happy. Big deer are cooler.
Look at Mark's
Yeah.
property with all his neighbors starting to come with the program.
Yeah.
Shooting, like
It's changed.
he's killing big
Yeah.
deer left and right.
It's good for deer.
Yep, it is. That's right.
But yeah,
there's one out
it's
by
crazy.
my property too. That
An outfit.
an outfit. Yep. And I'm on there like, okay.
Were they doing
they're,
good?
They're not that big.
Oh yeah, I know what outfit
Yeah.
you're talking about.
I've seen bigger. Yeah, I've seen bigger deer on my property than what they're showing.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
You know?
I feel the same way about one of them.
Yeah.
That I see. I know a couple. I know a lot of them are not getting a good rap.
Yeah.
They're kind of like becoming. People are laughing at them.
Mm-hmm.
Like locals are like, "Pff, what the fuck? Why?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, locals aren't the ones who pay their bills.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'm just saying what's the end goal here?
Right.
Wait a minute, you're supposed to be in podcast jail. What are you doing?
I'm not ranting. I'm
talking about some spicy content.
I'm disgusting. I'm disgusting. And the guy allowed to talk. I'm not allowed to talk.
He hasn't said the F word yet, so we're good.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm good. I'm calm. Look at me. I'm smiling. I'm happy. What?
Kurt doesn't even want to say the F word.
I don't. I would never even actually say it. I wouldn't, dude.
All right.
Yeah, that's
I thought
true.
it was coming out. I thought it was coming out.
I thought he was going to say, I wouldn't even say.
No, I won't do it.
You know the crazy thing about like, oh well, we need to get a DNR guy, or we need to get a scientist, or a biologist, or somebody to study this and tell us what to do and do this and do that. Man, you pay attention to enough of these guys who are biologists or are specialists, you can hear one guy say one thing and turn around and hear the other guy say the exact opposite.
That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Thing.
Same thing with like
Drives me
property
nuts.
consultants.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Drives me nuts,
You want me to
dude.
pay you so you can tell me to plant switchgrass?
Yeah, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Bro.
You ever see those things like on the internet where it's like, new study finds actually drinking 30 beers a night is actually good for you.
Yeah. Right.
All of a sudden, eggs are bad.
Milk will kill you.
Milk is bad.
Yeah.
Water is not good for you, but a 30 rack will make you
it's the
thrive.
same thing in deer hunting. The switchgrass is just an example. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, switchgrass is good in certain instances and
Yeah.
certain layouts and shit. But, it's like,
Don't even get me started on whitetail consultants.
Yeah.
Hey, make your money. Make your money.
Bro,
I get
90% of them don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Okay, can I
Right.
rant a little?
Yes.
Go
everything.
ahead. Can I rant a little? Hey.
You can have my
I'm
rant.
happy.
You can have my
Eric,
rant ticket.
what do you think?
Here you go.
I'm happy. Look at me. That's good.
Stay more on the happy side, Kurt.
Yeah.
All right.
keep
I gotta
him on a leash,
Rant
Eric.
happily.
Don't be talking about quack quack picks.
Okay, I'm gonna rant happily.
Okay.
You know what I think is kind of funny? When guys put on whitetail like clinics, like, okay, our Africa clinic is like, come get real information about a trip you could actually like book. People pay other dudes to go on a clinic and like follow them around the woods, and then they post like social stuff like, look at this fucking rub.
Right.
Yeah, to me, I laugh at it, dude.
Right.
It's so funny to
Yeah.
me. Like, hey, make your money. Make your money.
Hey, people are willing to pay for it. I
And
guess.
people are going to pay you $2,000 for you to be like, to just speculate on a rub for 30 minutes.
I got
That's an Aspen.
an idea for
Make
a
your
really
money,
great
dude.
picture for us.
What?
It's like you and like you're doing a clinic, like pointing out a rub, and like Eric's got like a notepad. Like,
Just nerding out.
You know what I mean?
There's a rub.
There's a lot of guys doing clinics, and some of them probably have some great information in them. But I've never been impressed with any social media clip or YouTube clip I've seen of a clinic that, like, with just some simple observation and watching your own YouTube videos, you could look at a rub. And it's like, well, look, if you look here, if you get down, and it's like,
here's what people
I'm
don't
lost.
tell you.
You can tell it's a rub by the way that it is.
Yeah, look at
Don't
this.
get me wrong.
Yeah.
You can go to a property and say, okay, I do think this is how deer are going to use this property, or you could benefit from putting a kill plot here,
Yeah.
or you could benefit from
Consulting.
putting a
I
green
get
plot
that.
here.
Yep.
That's consulting.
Yep.
But in my opinion, you need several years on a property before you know that deer herd.
Hunt.
Right.
You need to hunt the property.
Just go
you need
hunting.
to hunt it for several years and learn how deer use a property. Like me, I'm not one of those people where I'm going to try to get a property and put food plots in or do TSI, and if the landowner
Outside
let me
in, brother.
in one side in 1 year, I'm going to hunt it for 2 to 3 years and see how they
use
move,
it.
how they use. Like where I killed junk brow. Initially, I was like, oh, if this landowner would let me put food plots in, this is how I would do it. Finally, this year, after the 3rd year of hunting the property, I realized that how I was thinking about putting food plots in there would have fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I have finally, after watching the deer for 3 years, have learned that, okay, if I can talk the landowner into letting me put a food plot in here, this is how I would do it. Not how I would have done it the first 2 years of hunting here.
Yeah.
Now I realize that the deer use the property differently than I had seen
Mm-hmm.
because now I've hunted the property for long enough to understand how the deer use it.
Wait, and also on the like the clinic thing, I think the guys that are doing the clinics are big buck killers. And I'm not saying that they're not.
Right.
I'm just saying
On their properties they've hunted for 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, or just
Right.
I don't know where they do them. You know, maybe that's where they're doing them. They're doing them in general public land spots, and they're finding rubs or scrapes as an example. I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but to me, it's just like just go hunting and you'll learn it.
Yeah.
Just be observant and like be open minded. Be willing to try things, and you're going to learn way more instead of paying somebody $2,000 for a discount code for Onyx and a fucking
Put the
wolf
food plot in the
ticket.
wrong spot. You'll know.
I think that
Yeah.
comes from the instant gratification era.
Yeah, maybe.
People want to have success right the fuck away.
I think there's a lot of people blind
Sometimes you have to work at it.
People just
Yeah.
want the answer now.
I think so.
They
And
do.
hunting's a long game, dude. And I also think, I also think a lot of people kind of like idolize whoever you want. Like, I think that's the beauty in like having role models and people you look up to. But there's a lot of people out there selling wolf tickets.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh.
And, wolf tickets, I mean, like, I had a comment today on TikTok, and I actually deleted TikTok off my fucking phone. This guy commented on our trade show schedule, kind of trolling. Hey, have you ever had this influencer or this influencer on? You should have them on. They're the master of hunting public land. And I know them both personally. And I was going to comment back. No, they're not. They have sold you wolf tickets, and you're eating them the fuck up, bro. Hey, you know what I did? I just blocked the fucking guy. I couldn't respond.
Shit.
I just blocked
Goodbye.
him. I'm like,
Goodbye.
I can't.
This is easier.
I can't. I did. That's what I did. He didn't do anything. I was
Right.
like, fuck this guy, dude. I can't. Like, I had it today with social media, man. I just couldn't do it. I'm just like, nah, dude.
You
I can't.
control delete his ass.
Yeah, I just control deleted them. I couldn't do it.
It's hilarious. Over the years, I used to follow up somebody who's kind of a big name. Oh, put all your, your timber and all your brush and all your switchgrass and all your cover all the way around the edge of your property so people can't see in. Deer feel comfortable in there. Put your food plots in the middle. Then Lee Lukoski, watching him over the years, put all your timber and your bedding in the middle. So your deer in the middle of your property. Put your food and stuff out
your
on your edges and, hunt the outside and work your way in. So, I mean, there's this guy A and guy B are both.
It's who you want to
Big
believe.
name,
There's
dude.
a thousand ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
man.
Some guy like to fish. Some guy like to fish and put weights in their fish.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
We got weights and fish.
There's different ways to do it. There's different ways to do it.
It's interesting, but I'm happy. Look at me. Make your money.
Yep.
Yep.
Make your money. Whatever.
That was a good rant.
All right,
That was
Kurt.
a happy rant.
Yep.
That's a happy rant.
We got
got-
to talk about some shit.
We got to get into some shit here, boys.
We got weights and fish.
We got weights in fucking fish, baby.
We have the time of this recording. We have how many days, Lee?
Today is January 4th. We
have
have 6
6 days.
days.
6 days of hunting, and the bet, the 2023 to early 24 bet is
The
coming
booty
to an end.
and booty hole tat.
And
Have heated up.
another deer has hit the ground.
Oh, baby.
Hit the dirt.
And it was by
Mark.
Yeah.
the current leader, previous and current leader, Eric Hammond.
Bro.
Dougie,
Yeah.
The heat is
are you feeling the heat?
on the street.
Not any different than what I was before.
Well, okay, so let's look at it this way.
Yes,
had,
you are.
You had to
I had
kill
to
a
shoot
deer.
a buck
You
anyways.
had to kill a deer no matter. Okay, way to steal my thunder. No, I'm just kidding.
Just
You
saying.
had to kill a buck no matter what.
Yes.
So, but
I had to kill a bigger buck.
Sorry. Okay, let's hear it. What the numbers are in?
do we want to know what Dougie has to kill?
Yeah, at this point we got to know because it's
It'll
gonna.
be, it'll all be out.
There's
by
gonna
now.
be a delay, but we're gonna wait. We gotta. This episode's gotta launch.
Okay.
So, Eric, this is your first ever muzzleloader deer.
Yep.
First deer you've
No,
ever killed
not-
with muzzleloader.
Not first deer, first
First buck, sorry.
First buck,
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, let's.
Well, that didn't seem genuine.
Yeah.
I meant it.
Nah,
No,
it
you
didn't
didn't.
seem. It didn't
No,
seem.
no, you didn't.
Nah, you didn't seem very happy. My rant was happier than that. Congratulations. Yeah, I smiled when I
Doug,
did
if
that.
you
rant.
shot your first booner, I'd be like, congratulations.
Yeah, Eric, I'm really happy for you.
Yeah. Thanks, Kurt.
So, Eric,
Don't do it like that again. That was
I'm going to say
All right.
he still has his Illinois tag, but in Iowa, he ended his season at 286 inches even. So when you do the math, to tie, Doug needs a 115 and 7/8. So you need a 116 to finish the season.
Or you could tie. You could tie and it's a wash.
If we tie, there's no booty tat.
God, that'd be awesome. God,
How do I tie it?
Get it killed.
Think about
You
that.
kill a
That's
115 and
1 in a million.
7/8, you know?
Yeah.
Points off.
Yeah.
Where are you at with this, Doug? How do you feel?
Like I said, I don't really feel any different from before because I had to
You
shoot
had to kill a
buck
buck no matter
anyways,
what.
Yeah.
and it's not like I'm going to shoot a 90-inch deer.
Okay, let's break this down.
Yeah, but you could have killed a spike in one, right?
I just don't.
Yeah,
think I
but
would do
all right.
that.
Well, here let's sports.
Hey.
We're the sports commentators on like WCB
Let's do
Sports.
it.
We're on WCB Sports Live, and you guys are the athletes, and so you guys aren't even here right now. You guys are watching WCB Sports Live, going, "Motherfuck, they're talking about me."
Those assholes.
I am an
up.
athlete.
Okay, boys. Here's the thing. The bet's getting really heated. We're down to the last 6 days. Eric came in, closed the deal with more inches, impressive moves. That's getting stuff done. Is it enough to pull it off? Is it enough to pull the win? He showed his ass.
So, Eric did show his ass here, Kurt, but I've seen the buck that old Douglas wants to shoot here.
The rumor is Doug's making a play.
He's making a play on,
We'll see if he
on
can
a
pull it
mature
off.
buck that he wants to kill. And I think if he kills it, it's going to be real fucking
What are we
close.
talking, Lee? We talking muzzleloader? We talking musket? Are we talking crossbow? Are we talking vertical bow? What's Doug's weapon of choice here for this 6-day season bender that he's going to go on?
Old Dougie's stretching her out, bringing in the muzzleloader, reaching out and touching him.
Finger gun.
Bigger gun.
Listen, you're not a part of this. You're,
Yeah, sorry.
he's watching the
I'm
TV.
at home just yeah.
So, in my opinion, Doug, you're just listening. You're not here. I'm talking to Doug through the TV at this point. I think your buck that you think you want to kill, I think that's going to put her to the fucking wire. I think you're within inches there.
I think Lee is.
I feel
right on
like
money on this one.
I feel like Doug is feeling deflated right now, and Eric has the upper hand.
But the thing is,
And-
Eric still has an Illinois tag. He could pull a wild card
Well,
here.
Eric put in the
out of
effort
the
to
hat.
hunt the next 6 days in Illinois with the bow. Well, because that's going to close the deal.
If he comes to Illinois and kills a 100-incher,
It's done.
It's over for Douglas. But that takes either a 216 or $2
Right.
in 5 days.
But Doug is clutch. He's been here before.
Doug's been here
This
before.
is not his first rodeo.
Doug's been under the pressure.
It's
He's
not
got
Doug's
the-
first rodeo. He is the all-time champ
right.
of
Yeah.
the WCB Sports Bets.
Right.
So what are we looking at, boys? Lee, give me a final prediction. Mark, give me a final prediction. How you feeling about
first,
it?
Mark.
I feel like the stash is warming up, and the predictions are usually spot on. Doug doesn't seem nervous. I feel like he's confident in himself, and he's got just enough days to get it done.
It's a good assessment.
That's where I'm at.
Lee, give me your final WCB Sports prediction. Dead air.
I think I'm reading the room here.
Dead air.
Going with my guts.
We're not here.
Yeah.
I think Doug has the opportunity at a beautiful 130 3-year-old and chooses the ass tat over killing the deer.
Doug, you think Doug's going to opt out on a loss because he doesn't want to kill 130?
No, I'm just kidding. Doug's killing that motherfucker. I think Doug kills a 122.
This is so close, I hate to even call it, because I was supposed to be in the middle of this whole thing, and I was until Doug didn't show up for a couple episodes during season. The Doug cast was off, so then I obviously leaned in Eric's corner just by fault. Your attendance has been poor, Doug, if you're watching, and so that honestly made me doubt you. You were skipping days, so I had to go with Eric on this. The one thing I love is Eric doubled down on points. He's another buck ahead. He was already 2 inches ahead. Went in with another buck. Impressive work. Do I sound like a sports guy? I feel like I am.
You really do, actually.
And
I'm pretty impressed, honestly. Have you ever watched sportscasting in your life?
Fuck no, dude. I'm about to.
You're being
apply,
pretty
though.
phenomenal. I ain't gonna lie.
But I'll tell you, I think the disadvantage Eric has here is he did show what it's going to take to beat him. So, and
I'm going to agree with you there.
I think if this buck would have been a touch bigger, it would have been the play. I don't know if it was the play. Time will tell. Right. But there is 6 days left. How hard is Doug going to hunt the next 6 days? He better be pulling out all the stops.
If I was Doug in this situation, I'm hunting the next 5 motherfucking days, baby.
Yeah, every afternoon. I don't even know why he's
and the first 130 that walks out is getting fucking cracked. I can tell you that much. But then you got the wild card of, does Eric
Illinois.
not even fucking say anything and come shoot a 135 in Illinois?
Has he already killed a 135 in Illinois and we don't know about it?
That would be illegal.
Yeah,
you got to bring your deer to the table. Yeah,
I think that throws a red flag. I think Eric's DQ'd at that point, and he has to get tattooed.
He's got like a 180 from Illinois. He hasn't told us about it.
Yeah, that'd be a penalty box.
Yeah. Foul play.
Eric actually killed a 226.
Just waiting.
Okay,
Gotcha.
Eric, how you feeling? You're back in now.
I'm feeling good.
I would be. You're winning.
Yeah. Everyone's against me though. Everyone here is.
I didn't say I was against you.
I didn't say I was against you.
I was going to flip it here and say, what's the odds?
Tat.
What's the odds now? Eric's feeling cocky right now.
Are you feeling
He's
cocky?
feeling
I'm
confident.
not feeling cocky.
No,
I'm
not
feeling confident.
Yeah.
Cocky, confident that he's brought in a second buck. Doug just can't kill a little 6-pointer and win the game now. Eric's
I don't think Doug would have done it.
Eric's raised the bar. I don't know about tattoo.
I don't know. I think I would have took a butt tattoo over that.
I think
I was going to flip it.
But also, I've only missed like 2 episodes, and Eric's missed some too, but he gets a free pass.
you know what it's
solid
gonna,
points.
You know
Solid
what's going to
points.
be a wild card
He had a
here.
baby this year.
So
That was in the beginning of the year.
Doug's muzzleloader hunting here.
Doug got a butt baby. What's up?
Hey.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what it is, but I had it.
You want to know my true
I'm here for it.
You want to know my true prediction?
Yeah, I do.
So your other one before this was a lie?
It
Or
was just
what?
show. It was just for show.
Doug has a 130 out in front of him, pulls the trigger, click,
No primer.
click. Gun doesn't go off.
That would be horrible.
Causes him an ass tat.
That would hurt.
Oh my God, if that happens, I'm going to puke for Doug.
You know what? I'm just excited to see what happens.
Right.
May
Why you put that bad juju on me?
the power be with you both. May the power be with you both.
I think the odds is flipped, so I don't know how odds making works and what the plus and minus numbers.
We're not a real
She's
sports
close.
network.
But I feel like Eric just put on the rear naked choke. Doug's in trouble.
Yeah.
Doug's done. That's your guess.
You know what?
That's my guess.
In the last 10 seconds of MMA round, they go,
Yeah.
the claps just went off.
Left, yeah.
It's game time.
It's game time.
I mean, we're the last 2%.
Wait, are we still not here?
Yeah, you can be here.
Oh, we're here now. Okay.
It's round 5 of a championship fight.
Yeah.
It's the last 15 seconds of the round.
What's gonna
I
happen?
was on Team
Time
Eric
to start
from the
swinging.
beginning.
Who's going to swing the knockout?
I feel he got it done.
I'd say don't count Doug out, but it's looking like Eric is going to win this by points. He's win it by decision.
How many days you got?
5, 6.
6.
Ooh.
6.
What's
Well,
your,
it depends on if he wants to
5.
drive out to ATA
Depends
by
when we go
himself.
to ATA.
Yeah.
5 days.
What's your
'cause
girlfriend's plan for the next 5 days? But
I already called her. She's coming back down.
I was gonna say,
Not here.
Not here.
Eric, you got money? Is she busy?
Yeah, I paid her $1,000 to come back down. She's like, I got a job. I'm fucking coming down.
How much money for a pregnancy scare?
All right. That's too far.
So here's a
Penalty
question.
box.
Hey, foul play.
Here's a question.
Is there any rain coming?
Are
in the next
you
5 days?
driving yourself to ATA on the 10th if you have not killed by the 10th? Are you saying, nah, I'm sticking, not driving down with the crew and
don't
waiting
know.
until the morning of the 11th to drive down or the evening of the 10th?
Here's
if
the thing:
have
you
not
do
killed
have
a deer?
you do have a major advantage. You have a major cold front coming in.
I was going to say, what's
You have
the
a
weather doing?
major cold front the next couple
Monday.
days. Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are the last 3 days of Iowa
I would have
season.
liked tomorrow better, but
Sunday should be pretty good based on the old deer cast, not the Doug cast. Doug cast is opposite, because we skip the good days of hunting. What the fuck that's about, I don't know.
I like to make it more challenging on myself.
Shit's too easy.
Yeah.
140? Nah.
Deer cast, this is the greatest day to hunt. Not for me.
No, it ain't.
If you're going to kill, it's going to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, that's pretty good odds.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
This is fun.
I got to do something.
Clearly, because you're behind.
Because you're behind. Literally, you're behind.
It's the meanest sportscaster.
Literally, you're behind.
No pun.
Like your
It's
ass.
on the line.
That was pretty good.
Your ass is on the
That was
line.
good.
We didn't even mean to do that.
Hurry up and make an assessment.
An assessment. Shit.
No? Anyone else?
Ryan, what do you think? Who's going to pull it out?
I told you guys earlier, and I'll stand by this. I think Doug will win it. And if Doug loses, I will come back. I don't have any tattoos, but I will get a tattoo with Doug.
Okay.
Obviously, Doug's got to go first,
Damn.
but I will get the WCB logo.
On your ass?
There you go.
I don't know about it on my ass. I'll get it.
I might just get the logo somewhere while we're at it.
So how
Yeah,
big?
right.
How big are we talking tattoo wise? Are we doing a
We don't know
fucking
yet.
nickel?
That to be determined.
TBD.
I mean, you think about it. Doug's just got to kill 115 and up,
116.
Right.
116 and up.
That's very doable.
That's very
Right.
doable, especially in Iowa.
Yeah.
Basically, I would say a 125 and up because I don't want to mess with. I don't want to.
You don't want to be like,
I mean-
oh my god, is he Is he
Yeah.
115 or is he 117?
Yeah.
There's a buffer.
There's
right?
weights and fish.
We got weights and fish.
and fish.
I mean, I don't want to
We
be.
got wax on
antlers.
I mean, if I was Eric, I would be pretty scared right now. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, think about that Illinois tag, man. I'd be feeling that sucker.
He's scheming.
Yeah, I
over
agree
there.
with
can
that.
see- I
Are you
can
going to go
see
kill
him.
an 80-incher in
I
Illinois?
agree with that.
He's gonna kill.
Yeah,
one
dude.
of Ross's
If you kill an
little
Illinois
things.
buck, it's done.
It's game over.
It's done.
Game over.
Unless-
5 days.
I kill one as well.
Unless
Yeah, I mean,
Unless you kill a 250 or $2.
Right.
anything can happen. Well, boys, this was a fun episode.
Here we
The
go.
anticipation of the bet is real.
Here we go.
Any words to each other on record?
Good luck.
You too.
Thanks, pal.
Doug, that was
But for
fake
real
as
though,
shit.
congrats on Eric. And he killed $2.
Yeah.
Filled both his tags in
Yeah.
Iowa.
Yeah. Have you done that
Absolutely.
before?
No, I've
You
never
haven't?
filled
Who does?
both.
I don't
I've
think-
never filled both.
I don't think I've ever done that either.
I don't think you have either.
Stellar, boys.
I
We'll have to
think
get
you
your
did.
buck story on. We'll do that on the final countdown. The
We can do
final, the bet
Along with
roundup.
mine.
It's the final
Yeah, did there?
countdown.
I like this. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. We can't play the actual song because we copyright.
But I can sing it.
So I got Lee.
You can sing it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, shit.
Hi, Doug. Good luck,
Thank you.
Hi, Doug.
Mark. Congrats on your buck.
Thanks,
Congrats, buddy.
Thanks
Dude,
for
that
the
thing's a
invitation.
stud.
Yeah.
Let me get one like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah,
That'd win it. Lee, thanks for the deep thoughts.
Thanks for
Hey,
coming
man,
in.
like I said, it just popped into my head from that seeing stuff on Facebook. And
No, that's good.
you
That
know,
was fun.
it's something that not a lot of people think about. And
Right. Yeah.
Fun conversation.
Yeah, it was. Good.
congrats
points.
again on your
Good
on your
points.
buck there,
Thank
Mark.
you, man.
That's a
Appreciate it.
fucking
Appreciate
heavy
it. You
bastard.
too. We all did good this year.
Stud.
Yeah, it was a stellar year for the crew, man.
Yeah.
Muffin.
Yeah. Yeah.
lot of
There for
inches.
about 2 weeks. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, we did the math the other day, on our posse group, which is you main
It's like
five,
the functioning
yeah.
WCB. behind
me,
the-
Jordan, and Jacob. What were we? 1,546 inches or something
Damn.
among
Incredible.
10 bucks.
lot of hard
150,
bone.
154 inch average amongst 10 bucks. That's
Damn.
That's a lot of hard,
You didn't add the new one in there.
hard dudes.
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You're right.
bone hard.
Didn't add much, but
Hey,
151 average.
there you go.
did you do the math that quick?
I was just throwing random
He's
numbers,
cold.
man.
That's a
He's
total
a cult
guess.
leader.
Okay, so
30%.
it was
If you're a cold leader, you got to be
1,500
numbers guy.
30%.
1,546 inches plus. That'd be one.
Shut up.
Shut
Get the
up.
fuck out of here.
Oh,
It'd be one. It'd be
Fucking math wizard over here.
I gotta work tomorrow. Fuck you, Lee.
1,662 inches.
Yeah, what do you think, you're
divided
better
by
than us?
11 would be 151. Yeah, sure.
Thanks for co-hosting. How would it feel being on that side of the table?
Feels great. Just being here is amazing.
Well, I'm glad you think that. We're glad you're here. Just you being here is amazing.
Why don't you suck some more dick?
Hey, I like this guy. This guy's a nice guy.
Kidding. He is a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Ryan's a good dude.
Yeah, I'm glad you came.
Yeah, congrats again on another season.
Glad to meet you. And
Season
love
of
seeing
life.
a
Insane
monster
story.
like that.
That
dude.
story is badass.
Yeah.
Got any more of those over there?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't shoot another.
Oh yeah,
he fucked up.
You got any-
Hey, blame it on autism, brother.
Is the
You're
other one
fine.
still around?
Yeah, we're 6'12" at.
Yeah. Let me see that one.
I
Doug
don't
wants
know.
to kill him.
To be determined.
Been trying to find him.
I'll help you.
I told you you can come hunt my property if you want.
I'm not touching your
Just
property.
can't be 115.
Yeah.
And
I don't need
7/8
your
inches.
handicap. All right, Eric.
15-inch max. That's all you can shoot.
Either 8 years old or older. And
7 years.
Instead of minimum, it's max.
Yeah.
We were talking like I shoot
Trophy piece.
like a big 6-year-old, and Eric's just like never talks to me again.
Yeah.
Even though we do the podcast still, he just doesn't acknowledge
He just
me.
doesn't look over that
He
side
just
of the
never
table.
acknowledges me.
He puts a block,
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
just stared straight forward at the whole time.
just a
And
shade.
trade jobs and everything.
He's puts weight in fish.
He just he's got like them horse blinders so he can't see.
I just look like this all the time.
Doug's got wax on racks.
I got to
okay?
stay on his one side all the time. Fucking stupid.
God,
you
we're
can't go on my
idiots.
left side. Get out of here.
He ruined my butthole.
All right, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Whoa.
Good job, Eric.
Thanks.
Oh boy.
All right, you know what to do. Go shoot your bow, you crazy bastards. We love you. See you next week.